How to heal after a relationship breakup or a rough relationship. Number one, you want to discover, why did you attract this person into your life? Maybe it was a lesson to teach you about self-worth, about your self-value, or maybe you attracted what you fear, because many of the fears that we hold on to determine what we attract into our life as well. I remember earlier on in my journey, I used to have this big fear of being alone. And when I had this fear of being alone, I attracted someone into my life that I allowed to violate all of my boundaries, all of my values, and I let them walk all over me. And so when it came to the time where I had to honor myself and walk away, I just couldn't. And so I settled for far less than I deserved in that relationship. So those fears have a big impact. Maybe also it can be that you put that person on a pedestal and you perceive them to have certain things that you don't have. Maybe you could have seen them to have all this attractiveness that you don't have, all this beauty that you perceive that you don't have. Or maybe certain traits like confidence, and you don't see yourself as a confident person. Because the way that it works, according to Carl Jung's psychology, is that you actually attract those people into your life based on what is unhealed in you and based on the traits that you don't own in yourself. So if you don't own that you have confidence or own that you have attractiveness or beauty, you may attract someone that you perceive to have that, and then you sacrifice yourself or violate your values in order to hold on to that because you don't think that you have it. And this can be very scary. So you want to find out why you actually attracted this person. I met another guy who told me about his childhood, and when he was growing up, he barely received the love, attention, or validation from his father. He wasn't there enough for him. So this man went around for relationship to relationship and kept attracting the same women who all had terrible relationships with their dads. They all grew up without their father. And so they needed that nurturing person or that person to rescue them. And so he would always be the rescuer. And that's why he was always attracting that woman into his life who needed rescuing, because when he grew up, he didn't have those emotional needs met either. So from that loss, he felt that he had this need to rescue other people. So you want to discover why you attracted that person. Now, very often, you won't allow yourself to be treated any better than what you subconsciously believe that you deserve. And many times the people you bring in, you just have to learn to treat yourself better, to value yourself more, and to really increase your self-worth. So step one is really discover, why did you attract that person into your life? Number two, ask yourself, what did I do wrong? What didn't I give? Now, this is the most confronting question to your ego that many people cannot ask. They can't ask themselves what they did wrong or where they could have given more or done better, because it triggers too much of a feeling inside of them of feeling not enough. And that feeling is too scary for them, and they haven't developed the resources to process that emotion. So that's why they can't even look the tiger in the eye and see where they went wrong. This is someone who goes from relationship to relationship, bringing the same baggage and dropping it off at somebody else's doorstep and just taking it to the next person when that one doesn't work. So if you want to learn, if you want to grow, if you want to make your next relationship better, then I really recommend you ask yourself, what did I do wrong? What could I have given, or what could I have said or done differently if I was in that situation again? That's how you become a better person. The grass is often not greener on the other side. The grass is greener when you water it, and you water it on yourself first. Then you have more to give, because every relationship you go into should be not what you can get from that person. It should be what you can give. And hopefully each one you go into, you can give more than the last. Step three, after you've now discovered why you attracted that person into your life and what you've done wrong, now ask yourself, is it worth pursuing that person? What are the benefits of pursuing that person? And what are the drawbacks of pursuing that person? Because very often we hold on to hope and thinking that, should I keep pursuing this person or should I not? And we operate from a place of fear. So you should ask yourself, if I knew I could be with whatever person I wanted to be, and I could be with my true dream ideal person, and I knew I could get that, then what are the benefits of pursuing still this person and what are the drawbacks? And you make a list, and then you're going to be able to look at it and see that it's worth it or not. And then you can draw a line in the sand to know if you should pursue that thing or not. Now, once you've done that, number 4, write down what are the dream ideal what are the dream ideal traits that you want in a partner. Maybe it's self-honesty, because a partner will not be any more honest with you than what they will be with themselves. And I believe the probability of a relationship failing is to the extent a person is willing to be honest with you. And you can't solve things when people are dishonest. Every trauma response pattern, every toxic pattern you see is a projection of somebody else's self-dishonesty that they have not resolved in themselves. And that's why it's playing out. Wouldn't matter if it's narcissism, gaslighting, codependency, emotionally shutting down, criticism. You've got to look for all these things, and they're all a projection of self-dishonesty. So maybe that's a trait you're looking for. Maybe it's to feel respected. Maybe it's that they're caring. Maybe it's that they're there to love you fully for who you are. Maybe it's they're adventurous, they're wild, they're sexy, they're playful, they're fun, they're adventurous. You've got to write down those traits in an ideal partner so you know exactly what you're looking for when you want to find that person. Now, the other thing that you've got to do with that is ask yourself, what comes with the territory with that trait? For example, if you write down, I want someone who's super attractive or very attractive to me. Well, what comes with the territory of an attractive person? Probably they're going to get hit up by a lot of people from the opposite sex wanting to be with them. And you have to be secure in yourself enough to be able to tolerate that. So I really think that you've got to ask yourself, what are the traits that you want? What comes with the territory of that trait? And once you are at peace with that, you're going to attract that into your life faster than possible. And now step 5 is you need total acceptance that it's over. You need to kill all hope. So now that there's no more hope left and you knowing there's not a part of you that wants to get back with them because you wrote the list of benefits and drawbacks of pursuing them, you know it's not worth it. And so now you can really move on from this because you've gained acceptance. And ask yourself, if it's needed, why am I responding this way? Why am I in this state of stress or this state of fear or this perception of scarcity? Because any perception of scarcity and acting from that place is the wrong perception. It's an illusion. Be more interested about your feelings and why you're reacting that way rather than why they did this or did that thing. That was a reflection of them. And now when you get to a place of total acceptance that your soul has learnt the lessons from this, then you don't need to continue with it anymore if that's the case. So I really hope those 5 steps have helped you to really move on from this past relationship breakup, get to a place of clarity, and learn how to become the person that attracts the person that you really want to be with. I look forward to hearing from you and seeing what you think in the comments.